Sometimes a single trip can really pay off. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how one Craigslist ad, one meetup with kind of a strange lady, ended up in $1,000 of profit. I'm going to be breaking down exactly what I purchased, about how much time I invested, and the profit I walked away with. If you're curious how you could do the exact same thing, you're going to want to see this.
It all started when I saw this posting on Craigslist. What you see in this photo are a few sets of PowerBlock dumbbells that look like they go up to 90 pounds. In the listing, she never explicitly says PowerBlocks. And that's why I tell you to kind of search for a few different keywords. I think I searched weight set on Craigslist, and that's what made this ad populate. If I just search PowerBlocks, nowhere to be found.
If you watched my beginner guide video, you know that $300 for 2 sets of PowerBlocks that go up to 90 pounds is a fantastic deal, let alone 3 sets. Side note, if you haven't watched the beginner guide, I'm going to link that in the video description.
So I immediately sent her an email. Once again, negative of Craigslist kind of is you're often emailing people to communicate. It took her a bit to get back to me, and I had just come to accept that I wasn't going to get this deal. It wasn't until about 9 p.m. one night she called me. I didn't answer because it was a number I didn't have. She then messaged me and said, "Hi, this is so-and-so from Craigslist. I saw that you messaged about the dumbbells. I still have them available." After we went back and forth a bit, she said she was getting lots of messages. I even offered to pay 20 bucks extra if she would hold them till the morning. And she insisted that I call her back because she said she continues to get scammed on Craigslist. So my wife was already asleep in bed next to me. I had to crawl out of bed, go out, make a phone call. It was kind of my Jake from State Farm moment. Anyways, I called. I said, "Hi, this is Dylan. I'd love to buy your weights." And then she went on to tell me how Craigslist people always scam her. And I'm like, that's great. I was in bed. I'm going to go back to bed. So we agreed to meet up at 5 p.m. the next day when she got off work. With these really good deals, I'm always a little just concerned that someone else is going to pick it up before me. They're going to end up selling. She didn't communicate with me the entire day. I messaged around noon and said, "Hey, just hoping to confirm our PM pickup. If that still works, please shoot me your address." Radio silence all day. Once again, 4:30 p.m. rolls around and she calls me. Big fan of calling this woman, which is fine. That's okay. Much to my excitement, she still has the weights. We're on for 5 p.m. She shoots me her address. I say I'll be there right at 5. Cruised on over. It's a beautiful time of year here in Arizona. Lovely weather. And she did send me the wrong address. She was just a little spacey. I'll just say that. So I got to, finally, I'm at the end of the street. I drive all the way down. There was no house number that she had sent. But I cruised down and luckily I saw a set of the PowerBlock dumbbells sitting out on the side of the road. So I'm in the right spot. In the posting, she mentions that there's 2 of these adjuster weights available. And there were actually 3, which is big news because each of these dumbbell sets are worth, retail up to $800. Resale prices around $400 to $500. So each one, more profits for us. Loaded up all the weights. She also really wanted me to take the rug that all the weights were on. She was very concerned that I was going to be scratching on my floor with the dumbbells. But she had a bunch of dogs and there was lots of dog hair on this rug. And I said, I'm going to pass on the rug. Thank you, though. So, little PowerBlock lesson for y'all. How the adjuster mechanism works is you have this rod right here. This slides directly into the weights and then you lift up the corresponding weights out of them. Pretty simple, right? For whatever reason, he had slammed the weights, and when you're trying to pull out this adjuster rod, it doesn't pull out. So I literally had a hammer beating on the end of these adjuster rods just to get them out. So there were 3 sets of these, and for whatever reason, he had 2 of them stuck on 90 pounds. You couldn't adjust them out.
Which really defeats the purpose of adjustable dumbbells.
Until I got them hammered off. So we have 4 old adjuster rods. A lot of them are bent pretty badly.
After doing some detective work, I found on the PowerBlock website that they sold replacements for these for 20 bucks for a set. So I purchased 2 of these for $40, and now in total for everything that we had paid $360. Once we got our selector pins in, got those all installed on the PowerBlocks, these each ended up selling for $450, which is awesome. This bundle also came with an adjustable bench, which I sold for an additional $40, which brings the total to $1,390. If you subtract the $360 we had invested, we are $1,030 of profit. This was under a 20-minute drive, and not a lot of time spent investigating or having to repair these dumbbells. It was a fairly simple fix, but we're still going to round up. We'll say 2 hours total of work between listing them, responding to potential buyers. One thing I didn't even realize is this is an older set of PowerBlocks that apparently is a little more desirable. It's a little more sturdy. I've read that the welds are better. So these particular models I think are going to sell pretty quickly. If you do the math there, that's 2 hours of work for a total profit of $1,030. That is $515 per hour. Not bad. The biggest key to have wins like this is familiarizing yourself with the market. And half the battle there is knowing what to buy and resell. That's why if you focus on a few simple items, you can really understand what they start to sell for. Then when you see listings like this, you know that it's a fantastic deal and you should go pick it up. Doing little things like this adds up really quick and is one step closer to financial freedom and or building an awesome home gym. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button. I'm a newer channel, so I'm doing my best to grow. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you next time.